What's up, guys? Jay here from EasyBladeShavingProducts.com. This is the easiest way to remove a skin line, guys. This has to be the most easiest way for all you newbies out there that want to learn how to remove the skin line. This is what we're doing today. So the first thing we did, we closed our machine all the way and we're creating a skin line with just the clipper, not an outliner, not your Babyliss outliners, not your Andis outliners. We're using a regular clipper. Doesn't matter. This particular one is a Wall 5-star. We're closing it up all the way and we're creating a skin line with it. Now, a lot of you guys out there are probably like, Jay, wait. I have to make this thing pop. This thing has to be really skinned for that fade to pop. I know, guys, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. We're still going to use our outliner. We're still going to use our shaver. But right now, we're going to concentrate on using the machine closed and really skinning this thing out. So we're going to skin it this way. It's not taking off all the hair yet, but I know a lot of you new guys out there have problems. If you're just learning how to fade, it can get tough trying to get out that skin line, and I totally understand that, and this is the reason why I made this video. Now, when I did classes in the past, this is exactly how I used to show people how to remove that line. I would get them with the 0 first, with the machine closed, and then I would do this second step right here. So we did our first guideline, which was the 0, and the second one is we're going to use the machine open to create a second guideline. Now, this is going to make it so easy to take out the skin line. You want to know why, guys? Because we have a 0, which is the machine closed for our first guideline, and then we have a half, which is the machine open for our second guideline. Now you can see there really isn't a difference between the half and the 0. It's a small difference, you know, depending on who you're fading, but it's a very small difference. You can lightly see that line is very faint. You can see that skin line is very faint, or that 0 line is very faint. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. You can barely see the line. It almost looks like the same thing. That's what's cool about it. Now, when we're fading out that skin line, it's going to be so much more easier. And then at the end, I'm going to show you guys how to use the outliner to make it even more skinned, and the shaver to make it even more skinned. All right, so we're going to concentrate on this right now. See, when you're fading, you just want to concentrate on one step at a time. You want to make sure that you have a map, a road map, okay? So anything you do in life, you have to have a map. If you're working out in the gym, you have to have a map. You know, how many days a week you're going to go to the gym, what you're going to eat. And it's the same thing with cutting hair, guys. It's an art, and you got to have some type of direction. Now, I did speed up the video here because I want to get to the nitty-gritty of what we're doing in this video, and that's to remove the skin line. If you guys want to see how to fade, we have tons of how to fade videos on the channel from me and other barbers. So what I'm doing here is basically using a 1, and I'm just clearing out the bulk and fading out the hair. All right, so I'm just kind of fading that out, and then we're going to go ahead and drop down to our half to remove the second guideline that we created. So we got our half on the machine, and we're basically just removing this half that the second line that we created. Now you can see it almost looks like the skin fade is complete, but there's a very faint line at the bottom. So we're using a half guard. Now when we opened up that machine previously, that was a half. So it was a lot easier to take that out. Okay, so we're just taking out that half line. The most important part of this video, again, is that 0 that we created. All right, so we're gonna get into that in a few seconds. So we're gonna keep on taking out this half and brushing it. Make sure you're using a brush when you're skin fading, guys, because there's a lot of excess hair that's gonna be there. Here we go. So we got our 0. That's what we started with. And then we're gonna basically start to lightly take out that skin line. So you can see me as I get higher with it, I'm opening my lever. So I'm hitting it right at the bottom, and then I'm opening my lever, and then I'm opening my lever again, and I'm fading into that half that we did. So remember our second guideline. Only thing I'm doing is basically opening the machine, remembering where I put our second guideline at, and I'm fading into that guideline, okay? And it comes off so easy because there's barely any like darkness between the 0 and the half. There's barely any hair between that. All right, so it's a lot easier to fade that out. And I know a lot of you guys are like, wait, but you know, I look at Instagram, I look at YouTube, and these haircuts really pop. And I really need to figure it out. I need to have this thing really pop like a real skin fade. We're gonna get into that right now. All right, so we're just flicking our wrists and doing light strokes and really removing that skin line. Same thing over here on this side, lighter strokes, smaller strokes, staying a little bit more towards the bottom. There we go, guys. So now this is the part that you guys have been waiting for. We grab our outliner, pull the ear down, and what I'm doing is just going with the outliner upside down, I'm going towards that line, but flicking my wrist, okay? So we're not doing a hard line. What's happening with a lot of you guys when you're first learning how to fade, you're putting a hard line for your outline. You're doing what every other barber does, which is cool. You know, you gotta learn, but this is the way you should learn first, guys. If you're a newbie, you just wanna learn, this is how you should learn until you get used to those clippers. Use the machine upside down, okay? So you see, I'm not like carving into it like I'm doing a lineup. I'm basically turning the machine around upside down and then kind of fading with my T outliner, basically. So I did the same thing, and you can see it's a lot more skin now that I'm using an outliner. All right, we're gonna do that all the way around the head, and guess what, guys? We're also gonna go ahead and use the shaver for it to really, really pop as much as every other fade that you see online, on YouTube, or wherever it's at. Now we're using our shaver, same thing. If you notice, the most important part that I'm doing here is basically flicking my wrist. All right, bend the ear, get behind the ear, and basically flicking the wrist. And we're gonna do this same step all the way around the head. Now I do have to tweak this haircut. I was excited to do this video. It popped in my head. So I have to tweak the haircut. A lot of areas around the haircut I had to go over off camera to really make it go down, because I wanted to concentrate so much on the skin line. The haircut wasn't looking that good. After I went over it, this is what we have. So I had to tweak it a lot more, and you can see it's a lot better. And there you go, guys. That's how you remove a skin line without a hard line. All right, guys, Jay here from EasyBladeShavingProducts.com. Enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, and let us know what you think.